I will say that I think Governor Romney lost a lot more than $10,000 last night, and Newt Gingrich won a lot. Why hasn't Mitt Romney bumped above 25% in any polls? And I think we saw it last night. Voters think this country's in huge trouble, Republicans do, and they want somebody to bring big change. And Mitt Romney last night said he was the cautious guy. That's how he's been running his campaign all year. He's been saying, I'm not going to risk any political capital. I'm going to let the other guys lose. What that does is builds a thing in marketing we call resentful dependency, right? It's like you're the cable company or the power company when you tell, hey, you have no choice but to buy from us, you know, take it or leave it. And voters
want to be nice to cable companies.
Right? Well, that's the old cable companies.
You're on the team.
Those are the old cable companies. The new ones are wonderful. But the problem is that makes voters want to tell Mitt Romney, oh yeah, we'll teach you a lesson. And last night he gave him an opportunity to do that with an elitist comment. Newt Gingrich is running, I think, he's running as the strong guy, not the cautious guy. That means he can get out there and say, look, your house is burning down, I'm a fireman. You don't care where I slept last night or what I did. Let me put out the fire. You need me on that wall.
Ted Koppel, what did you see?
I have to invoke the great Lily Tomlin, David, who once said, no matter how cynical I get, I can never keep up. As I watch Newt Gingrich, and he is doing extraordinarily well, and I think the consensus this morning seems to be that if there was a winner last night, it had to be Newt Gingrich. The fact that he has been able to overcome all that he seems to be overcoming leaves me absolutely breathless.
And yet, you heard Senator Graham say, he appears to be a different guy in some ways. Do you see the difference in him?
Well, I see the discipline in him, and indeed one of the big raps against Newt Gingrich is that he gets carried up with his own eloquence sometimes and loses that discipline. Last night he was disciplined, except for that little wink that he throws at the audience every once in a while.
Some of it is, though, David. Some of it is not just, is Newt Gingrich matured? He's a 68-year-old grandfather now, right? We hear that all the time. But some of it is, does the country want somebody who's a little imaginative and unpredictable and will go outside of the box because the problems are so big and demand more than incremental change?
Hey, David, I'm curious what Governor Branstad thinks of it, because it sounded like Governor Branstad was saying he liked that, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, that you like somebody that is telling it like it is. Has Mitt Romney been too cautious in Iowa?
Well, you got to give Ron Paul credit for having a plan that's going to get rid of this huge deficit. He's the one that's been very consistent on that. I think that's one of the reasons he's doing well. The Iowa poll says #1 issue is get America's spending under control. I, like many other governors, are cutting spending and focusing on reducing taxes and regulations to bring jobs and revitalize our state's economy. The federal government, with its high federal tax burden and penalties on business, everything from Dodd-Frank to the Rice Rule under the EPA, is damaging our communities, our businesses, and preventing us from creating jobs out here in the heartland of America.
But, Governor, about Mitt Romney, has he been too cautious in Iowa?
Yes, and I think he's starting to understand that he's going to have to get much more aggressive. He's going to need to spend more time here. He's opened a campaign office. He was in Cedar Rapids the day before yesterday. I understand he's going to be back campaigning more aggressively. He's starting to advertise on television. But this is a wide open race in Iowa. The lead has changed hands many times. I think there's still a lot of undecided voters. It could go any way, and really people are looking for the strongest and best candidate that will defeat Barack Obama.
Alex, yeah.
And Chuck, to your point, the best thing about Mitt Romney is not that he's been a cautious man. The truth about his success is he's been a transformational figure. He transformed the Olympics. He transformed, Bain Capital, built companies, transformational change in Massachusetts. That's the Mitt Romney I know. And this campaign, I think, has diminished him by making him smaller than his great gifts really reveal.
Ted and Lisa